Did you really think you could just move your parents in without asking me first, Ryan? My voice trembled, half fury, half disbelief. Ryan, my husband of 6 years, didn't even look up from his laptop. That smirk I'd grown to loathe curled at the corner of his mouth. Oh, Amelia, don't be so dramatic. It's temporary. And besides, he finally looked at me, it's not really up to you. The words hit like a slap. Our house, a charming, sun-warmed two-story that had once belonged to my grandparents, wasn't just any house. It was supposed to be our haven, a safe place to raise our son, Lucas, a place free from the chaos of Ryan's family. You remember the deeds in my name, right? I shot back, fists clenched at my sides. That wiped the smirk off his face. A flicker of uncertainty replaced it, but he didn't respond. Lucas toddled into the room just then, his chubby arms reaching up. I scooped him into my arms, kissed the crown of his head, and steadied myself, for his sake. I'm not okay with this, I said quietly. Your parents have never respected me, Ryan, why would this time be any different? He shrugged, and the casual dismissal only made it worse. They're family, you wouldn't get it. Family, the word landed like a curse. My own family, warm, grounded, and quietly supportive, ran a small coffee shop in town. They had never treated me like a nuisance, unlike Ryan's overbearing parents. Then the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw them, suitcases in hand, smiles that didn't reach their eyes. I turned to Ryan. Fine, let them in, but this isn't over. I handed Lucas to him and opened the door. Amelia, sweetheart, Ryan's mother swept past me as if I were the help. His father followed, nodding stiffly, as they settled in like they owned the place. That creeping sense of intrusion took root. This was only the beginning. I retreated to the kitchen, heart pounding. Something shifted in me that night. I wasn't going to be the compliant daughter-in-law anymore. The days that followed were suffocating. Elaine, Ryan's mother, quickly staked her claim, reorganizing my kitchen, nitpicking my parenting, acting like the matriarch of a home that wasn't hers. Lucas shouldn't be eating that, she remarked one morning. It's not healthy. It's cereal, I replied, tight-lipped. She tutted. In our house, we value nutrition. It took everything I had not to scream. And Ryan? Useless, buried in his laptop, blind to the growing tension, or just unwilling to see it. One night, while tucking Lucas in, Elaine barged in uninvited. He's still not sleeping through the night? You must be doing something wrong. That was it. I'm doing the best I can, I snapped. Elaine raised an eyebrow. Clearly not good enough. Maybe if you had a job and some structure. I stood tall. This is my house. Elaine, you're a guest. Act like one. She laughed, cold and condescending. Ryan never mentioned how delusional you are. This is his house too. And as his mother, I belong here. The next day, I found her rifling through Lucas's drawers. What are you doing? I demanded. Organizing. This room's a mess. That's it. I want you out. Today. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. You? Want us out? Sweetheart, you're just the wife. Ryan wants us here. I stormed from the room, rage and betrayal boiling inside me. That night, as I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, something hardened in me. No more walking on eggshells, no more silence. This was my home, my son's home. And I was done being polite. A few days later, over a tension-laced dinner, Ryan dropped his latest bomb. My parents will be staying longer. Their house is being renovated. I set my fork down and met his eyes, calm and certain. Not anymore, I thought. He said it so casually, like he was commenting on the weather. We'll just need a few more weeks. It's not a big deal. I felt my blood boil. Longer, Ryan? We never agreed on them staying here in the first place. He didn't even look at me, just shrugged, eyes fixed on the half-empty plate in front of him. What's the big deal? The big deal? I could barely contain the heat rising in my voice. Your mother treats me like an unwelcome guest in my own home. From across the room, Elaine's voice cut in, sharp and patronizing. Amelia, you're being dramatic. We're family. You should be more gracious. That night, sleep never came. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, their voices playing on loop in my mind. By morning, a new clarity had settled in. I wasn't going to let them steamroll me any longer. I picked up the phone and called the one person who always told it to me straight, my brother, Alex. They're suffocating me, Alex. I don't even recognize my own life anymore. You need to stop letting them run it, he said firmly. It's your house, your life. Start acting like it. That was the push I needed. I spent the next 2 days documenting everything, photos of Elaine's reorganized chaos, notes on the daily passive-aggressive jabs, times she barged into Lucas's room without knocking. A case, not for court, but for clarity, for myself. Then came the confrontation. I waited until Ryan and his parents were all in the living room. My hands didn't shake, my voice didn't quiver. "We need to talk," I said, standing tall. Ryan looked up, brows furrowed. "What is this?" "This," I said, holding up the pages in my hand, "is everything I've put up with since your parents moved in. Every boundary crossed, every insult tolerated, every ounce of peace stolen." Elaine scoffed, already dismissive. "We're just trying to help. Amelia, you're being overly sensitive." "Help?" I snapped. "By undermining me? By treating me like I don't exist in my own home?" Ryan shifted uncomfortably. "Amelia, they're my parents. I can't just kick them out." "No," I said, steady and cold, "but I can. This is my house, and either they leave, or I do. With Lucas." Silence. Elaine's mask cracked. "You wouldn't dare." I met her glare without blinking. "Watch me." That night, they packed. Elaine didn't go quietly, she shot venomous looks with every suitcase wheeled out the door. "You'll regret this," she muttered, lips twisted with resentment. But as the door shut behind them, the air shifted. For the first time in weeks, the house was still, and mine again. The days that followed were quiet, but not calm. Ryan drifted through them like a ghost, distant, cold, and clearly resentful. One evening, as Lucas built towers with his blocks, Ryan said without looking up, "I'm going on a business trip, I'll be gone a few weeks." I didn't bother hiding the relief in my voice. "Fine." After he left, the house came alive again. I reversed every trace Elaine had left behind, unpacking my dishes, moving furniture back, reclaiming my kitchen. Every act felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. Then, one night, while tidying the living room, I noticed Ryan's laptop still open. I never meant to snoop. But there it was. The emails. Intimate, careless, a string of messages with a woman named Tara, plans, hotel stays, laughter typed out in black and white. The betrayal struck harder than I expected, not because I still loved him, but because he had lied so easily, so often. Something inside me snapped into focus. This wasn't just about Elaine, or the house, or even Lucas. This was about me, and how I was done living on the sidelines of my own life. I called a lawyer the next morning, explained everything, started divorce proceedings without hesitation. Then I made another call, to a real estate agent. "I'm looking to sell, discreetly and fast," I said. The house had been my sanctuary once, but now, it would be my escape, I told her, my voice unwavering. She paused, clearly taken aback, but she could sense the urgency behind my words. "Are you sure about this, Amelia? This is a huge decision," she cautioned. "I've never been more sure of anything in my life," I replied firmly, the weight of betrayal fueling my newfound strength. The house went on the market. Within days, offers flooded in. The thought of Ryan returning to find his precious control stripped away gave me a bitter satisfaction. During this time, I reconnected with my family, finding solace in their unwavering support. My parents were horrified by Ryan's behavior and rallied around me and Lucas, offering not just comfort, but a renewed sense of security. "We're here for you, no matter what," my father assured me, his voice filled with determination. As I watched Lucas play, his laughter a soft balm amidst the turmoil, I made a silent vow, I would protect his happiness at all costs. Ryan's return was imminent, but I wasn't the woman he had left behind. I was a mother who had reclaimed her life and her dignity, and I was ready for whatever came next. The day he returned was heavy with tension. I had mentally rehearsed this moment, envisioned every possible reaction. Still, when I heard the key turn in the lock, my heart raced. "Amelia, I'm home," Ryan called out, his voice echoing through the now unfamiliar space. I emerged from the kitchen, standing tall, my posture rigid. "Welcome back, Ryan, we need to talk." He looked around, confusion flickering across his face as he took in the changes. "What's going on? The house looks different." "I sold the house, Ryan, it's no longer ours." His face twisted in disbelief. "You did what? You can't just sell our house without telling me." "It's my house, Ryan, and after everything I've discovered, I don't think you have a say in it anymore." He scoffed, trying to regain his composure. "What are you talking about?" "The affair, Ryan, I know everything." I watched his carefully constructed facade crumble. His denial was weak, short-lived. Amelia, it's not what you think. I think it's exactly what it looks like. You betrayed me. You betrayed our family. Ryan's shock turned into anger. You're overreacting. We can work through this. There's no we anymore. Ryan, I filed for divorce. I handed him the papers, feeling the finality of my actions. The ensuing conversation was a blur of accusations and half-hearted apologies, but I stood my ground. The man I had married had vanished, replaced by someone unrecognizable, driven only by selfish desires. As he stormed out, vowing to fight the divorce, a wave of liberation washed over me, tinged with apprehension. The first step had been taken. The battle was far from over, but I was no longer afraid. In the following weeks, the fallout of Ryan's actions became public. His parents, once so imposing, were now entangled in their son's betrayal. Their attempts to contact me were met with silence. I had severed all ties. I focused solely on Lucas and on finalizing the divorce. The day of the court hearing arrived. Ryan looked defeated, the weight of his actions now pressing down on him. The judge granted the divorce and awarded me full custody of Lucas. Justice. After the hearing, Ryan made one last plea. You made your choice, Ryan. Now live with it, I said, turning away from him for the final time. News of the divorce and Ryan's affair spread quickly, leaving his reputation in ruins. His parents, once respected pillars of the community, were now shunned. Their arrogance had cost them everything. As I walked out of the courthouse, Lucas's small hand nestled in mine. I knew this wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. A fresh start, for both of us. Life after the divorce felt like emerging from a long, dark tunnel into the light. I had regained control, not just of the house, which was now sold, but of my life. Lucas, blissfully unaware of the complexities around him, thrived in the love and stability I provided. My days were busy, fulfilling, focused on rebuilding and managing the coffee shop that had become my sanctuary. Yet, despite the peace, the shadow of Ryan and his parents still lingered. One evening, as I was closing up shop, I saw him, disheveled, desperate, a stark contrast to the man I had once known. Amelia, please, I need to talk to you, Ryan pleaded, his eyes searching mine, desperate for a trace of the compassion I used to offer. I hesitated. The sight of him stirred a mix of emotions, regret, anger, pity. What do you want, Ryan? It's about the alimony and child support, he started, his voice tinged with embarrassment. I can't afford it. I lost my job because of the scandal. My parents, they're broke too. His words struck like a cold splash of reality. That's not my problem, Ryan. You made your choices. Now face the consequences. But Amelia, I have nothing left. I'm begging you, for old time's sake. I felt a brief pang of pity, but it was quickly replaced by the memory of his betrayal, the affair, the lies, the manipulation. Old time's sake? Those times are gone. Ryan, you should have thought of the consequences before you cheated and lied. I turned to leave, but his voice stopped me. I'm sorry, Amelia, truly, I was a fool. I ruined everything. Please, help me. For a fleeting moment, I saw the man I had once loved, a man broken by his own actions, but the pain he had caused ran too deep, the betrayal too raw. I'm sorry, Ryan, but I can't help you. You need to figure this out on your own. And with that, I closed the chapter of our shared past for good. As I walked away, leaving him standing in the doorway, I felt a powerful sense of closure. The journey had been painful, full of betrayal and heartbreak, but it had brought me here. To strength, to independence. Life moved on. Lucas grew, his laughter and curiosity filling our home with joy. The coffee shop flourished, becoming a hub of warmth and community. As for me, I found peace in the simple pleasures, the smell of fresh coffee, the sound of Lucas's giggles, the support of friends and family. Ryan and his parents became distant memories, a cautionary tale of betrayal and selfishness. My journey had taught me the power of resilience and the importance of standing up for myself. That evening, as I locked up the shop and looked up at the sky, its hues of orange and pink signaling the end of another day, I smiled. Holding Lucas's hand tightly, I knew. Our future was uncertain. But it was ours. And it was bright.